All right, new day or night on my project here. Pulled my seats out. Starting to build my floorboards. I built a couple of bows there. I haven't welded in yet. They're just little 1-inch square tubing. I took them and stuck them in a trailer, bent them the old-fashioned way. Good enough. I gotta make a few more and figure out how to close all this floorboard and firewall in. Now, when I said I'm bending it the old-fashioned way, I meant it. I'm just kind of bending it off of what I can, getting my curves for my bows. I mean, anybody can do this stuff. Using miter there. Got to build me a little brace for the back. I figured I might as well just use a stick of tubing, notch it, give the chassis one more cross member. We'll see what I mean here in a second. But that's my little notcher. They're simple, you know. If you've never seen one before, just a hole saw with a bearing, power drill. It's the JD one, which is pretty fancy. It's got all the separate, I don't know where I'm going with that, but I mean, it's got, move all my shavings off here. It's real easy to find your degree and your, oh, there we go. And also I've got the swag off-road deal. Add-on thing that you put in the jaw. That way you can notch on a bend, which is hard to do. But I mean, a lot of people say, you know, they like using a grinder. I use a grinder sometimes too, but wow, this is faster. I ain't trying to be here all day doing this. Watch. I'll give her a little spritz. I should have gone a little deeper with it, but you get the idea. It's fast. All right, I got my cheater notched piece of tubing tacked in. And I'm gonna run bars off of, well, square tubing off of this to those funny shaped hoops up there. Go around my transfer case. That way I've got a tunnel for the rear drive shaft on the back. And I'll also turn that into kind of a drive shaft loop deal. All right. Here's what we got. We got this cross member going to the floor. This is kind of fun because none of it's got to be square. It's all round shapes going around transmissions and power and transfer cases, drive shafts, weird shapes, fun fabrication. Around the shifter, ordered me a winter shifter. I'm gonna put it right here. Well, I got a good start on the floor. It's gonna be interesting how I close the area in between the seats and those bars there. But I'm liking what I got so far. Added these two with 45s in. Gave it a little stiffness. Now it's a cross member. You can tell I cram these. Parking is is needed over here. That's our That's our Facebook club, our group, Texas Rock Rats, RATZ. If you ever want to come wheel with us. Let's see here. All right, we'll do a little more. Alrighty. Here's what I got so far. I started on the transmission hump. I got a couple more to put in, and I'll be able to sheet metal it around. I got the drive shaft tunnel, the rear cross member. Seat still fit. Tested that. Alright. Starting to make cardboard templates. This is the not fun part. I hate sheet metal work. This stuff is some thin gauge stainless. I got for free from my neighbor. He works at a machine shop or a metal fab shop of some kind. They do a lot of stainless, so I get lots of free stainless drops. I got more than enough to do this whole buggy. It's free, it doesn't rust, it's not very heavy. It's a pain to cut, so I'm having to use the death wheel. That's the only thing. More cardboard templates. This is my homemade sheet metal brake. You can find plans for these on YouTube all day long. It takes nothing but like 3 pieces of angle iron, 2 hinges. There's some springs in there, but those aren't necessary. It makes it easier to pull the metal out. Anyways, I got a piece of that stainless in there. This is the handle. What you do is give the handle a yank. And there we go. Loosen the jaws. See the springs lifted up. Works pretty good. There's that piece. All right, I got one side built and mounted. Mounted that for my winter shifter, which is supposed to be here today, but I checked my tracking and it's going to be here tomorrow. Damn it. And looking good. I used a mixture of rivets and Tech screws in certain spots. The cool thing about making cardboard templates is this is the same template, just flip it over and it works for the passenger side. Minimal trimming. Then I'll go cut me out another piece. All right, Alright, looking good here. I got slowly figuring out my patterns and shapes for my floorboard pieces. Just got a couple more to make here in the back. So I messed up my first piece. It was supposed to go in there. However, I didn't figure out how I'm going to attach it to there. So I'm going to build the front piece first. Alright, I ended up going with something like this. Both sides. Now my next move is I'm just going to tie it together one piece at a time all the way down until my tunnel's closed in. Well, I got distracted from the floors because my winter sidewinder shifter came in. So I went ahead and installed it. But that's pretty much where I'm at here. Get some metal shavings out of there. Gonna close that in, I'm done with the back. Then I gotta do the transmission tunnel, firewall. Look at that shifter. Shifter! It's so cool. You can watch it do stuff. Oh man. That's cool. Got my moto built fuel cell in today too. Fixing to build a mount for that. Notice my fancy use of ratchet straps. When you're working alone and you need to pick something up or hold something in one place, works for me. Cool. Got that up on there. It's not finished, but my sway bar on the bottom. This is a sway bar off my other rig, my old buggy. This thing's looking more and more like a buggy every day. Alright, so I got my fuel cell mounted, got my sway bar mounted. Probably went a little overkill on the mount to the sway bar, to the fuel cell, but it's a fuel cell, so, you know, overkill's not a bad thing. And tomorrow, I'll keep hammering out the floors. Okay, so I was playing around with the homemade sheet metal brick. And I built this crazy looking box for my switch panel to go into. And then I thought, well, I needed some tubing or something to run the wires through. And I had some leftover exhaust tubing. And it just so happens, it looks really cool. Mounted on some big crazy pipe, like a gauge pod. And I got it in place here. It looks cool. It looks race car. It looks, the top of the dash is going to be covered here with sheet metal. But the pipe ran the wires all the way through my firewall. I'm going to put a hole in the side of the pipe somewhere so I can run some wires in the dash if I need to. But from the driver's seat, I can reach my switches. There, I've got it clamped up now. got it back in place. This is why I drilled that hole, just in case I wanted to run some wires through here, you know, through the dash. I don't know that I'm gonna. Most of the wires are gonna go to the engine bay, fans, lights, yada yada. But it's always good to have that option, and I don't have to try to cut a hole with wires in it now, so that's good. And of course the other end just pokes right through the firewall into the engine compartment. Well, check it out. I got a pod. This needs tightening still, but I got transfer case, shifter, transmission shifter, switches, all perfect reach. Got the wires wound through it, labeled. Last time I pushed these buttons, it started my red buggy. Forgot to give you a good look at that fuel cell. Like a piece of jewelry. Please hit subscribe if you want to see some more do-it-yourself, true do-it-yourself, front yard, backyard, what have you, builds with basic tools. You know, I've got benders, I've got welders, you know, nothing fancy.